Dear students, can you please confirm me? Am I clearly audible and visible to all of you? I would highly appreciate if you can send your messages to everyone, because I'm also logged in through another ID so that I can see your messages. Perfect. So can you please also confirm me that you can see my screens as well, and I'm loud and clear without any distortion. I would really appreciate if you can confirm me once again. Should I start? Great. So, a very warm welcome to every one of you out there. Greetings of the day. I hope and I pray that every one of you is doing great. Every one of you is having a great time. I hope and I pray that your papers went well. And now is the time to kick start for your upcoming attempt. That's March 2024. I hope everything is clear without any distortion. Okay, so let me first of all introduce myself, and then we will move on to the discussion about the upcoming attempt for AAA. As the caption on the screen itself suggests, that we will be talking about AAA a lot, and from scratch. Okay? Everything about AAA, I'm going to tell you everything about AAA, how we are going to approach this paper, how you should be approaching this paper. What is its importance? What are the key areas? How we should target this paper so that your success is definite in upcoming attempt, inshallah. Okay? Okay. So first of all, a brief introduction about myself. I will not spend much time on it. Okay. Okay, so a brief introduction about myself, and then we'll be moving on regarding AAA discussion. My name is Munir Shafi, and I will be your facilitator for this subject of Advanced Audit and Assurance. I have been teaching these subjects since last many years. I myself am a practicing auditor, partner at H.M. Chartered Accountants, my own firm. I'm a fellow member of ACCA and fellow member of ACCA, of both the globally recognized accountancy qualification. I'm fortunately the fellow member, senior member of both these bodies. I am and I have been associated with various technical committees of ACCA Pakistan and ICAP as well. And I will be facilitating you for this core paper of Advanced Audit and Assurance. Last but not the least, I'll try to make this paper easy to understand for you, easy to cover for you. I'll try myself, and I'll try my best to make things easy to cover, inshallah. Let's hope for the best. Okay, so about this paper, Advanced Audit and Assurance, we'll be talking about the upcoming attempt, that's March 2024. Let's discuss about the session agenda. What will be the session agenda? The session agenda is on your screens. We will be discussing about Advanced Audit and Assurance, what this paper is all about, what is the course strength. Why is this paper? Okay, I hope my voice is not doubling and everything is clear. Okay. AAA, Advanced Audit and Assurance. I usually say that this paper is a bread and butter paper of ACCA qualification. Okay. Why I say this is a bread and butter paper? I do not mean that ACCA earns a lot of revenue out of this. Well, this might not be much wrong because the passing ratio is not so good and the students keep on attempting it again and again. But my meanings are not in that frame of reference. Why this is a bread and butter paper of ACCA? This is a bread and butter paper for ACCA qualified people. Because ACCA itself is an audit supervisory body, is an audit regulator. And in many jurisdictions who pass this paper of Advanced Audit and Assurance, they get practicing certificate, practicing license. They can practice audit. And to practice audit, passing this paper is very important. For example, it's my bread and butter. I'm a practicing chartered accountant. Well, in our jurisdiction in Pakistan, ICAP is the main leading audit regulator. But in the UK, ACCA is an audit regulator. ACCA is an audit supervisory body. And in other jurisdictions as well, ACCA members are allowed to practice audit. Those who pass this paper and those who gain practicing certificates. Okay? So this is a bread and butter paper. And this paper is by no means going to be an easy ride. Okay? I'm not scaring you, but I'm telling you the ground realities so that you keep yourself on track, focused and on track, and determined right from the day one that yes, I'll pass this paper and I'll pass this paper easily. I'll work hard. I'll try to do whatever is needed to pass this paper. And yes, I can do this. Okay? So, about AAA, Advanced Audit and Assurance, the topic and the subject is not new for you. You have already studied audit and assurance in your previous papers, in your fundamental papers. You already started audit and assurance. You already had the flavor of this subject. And there are many students who take the exemptions of the previous papers and they directly step into the professional exams. They might have also attempted this paper anywhere in their previous qualifications. So this is not a completely new subject for you. You had this idea that what is audit? What is audit of financial statements? Okay? Here, we will not only be recapping those concepts, but obviously we will be developing an advanced knowledge on top of it. Okay? Its importance among all professional skills I have already discussed, I have already covered. And I usually say that this paper is a blend of 3 skills. Why this paper gets tough for students? Because this paper itself is a blend of 3 skills. Number 1, your accounting knowledge. Although this is an audit paper, this is auditing paper, but your accounting knowledge is very, very important in this paper. Okay? Your accounting concepts, which you have inherited from your financial reporting paper, which you have inherited from your strategic business reporting paper. So all those concepts will be having their strong role play in AAA. So first of all, strong accounting knowledge. Number 2, very good auditing knowledge, because this paper is itself advanced auditing assurances. So obviously it goes without saying that you should have a proficiency level, advanced proficiency level in the subject of auditing. So you'll be learning a lot of new concepts, which will be new for you because you haven't studied those in your early paper of audit and assurance. So cherry on top, recap of all those concepts, plus a lot of cherries on top, which will make this subject a lot of interesting. And the third skill is a very professional and mature drafting skills. Obviously. You have passed a lot of papers in this ACCA journey, isn't it? A lot of fundamental papers, skills papers, probably strategic business leader as well. So ACCA assumes that your drafting skills are a lot mature by now. So this paper will be a test of all three things for you: accounting knowledge, auditing knowledge, and a very professional and mature drafting skills. Okay? So it's a very, very important paper. Very, very important paper. A very professional paper. Students consider it a bit technical. It should be technical, because this is the highest level for a paper in your ACCA qualification. And in future, you may be the partners or senior partners of an audit firm. So obviously ACCA will try to inculcate all those auditing traits and skills in you, because this is the last paper of audit you are attempting in your ACCA qualification. Okay, so I can use the pen as well. Okay. So we've discussed this, and now we come to the overview of the syllabus. Okay, AAA. Okay, we'll come to the overview, but let us first of all go through the agenda. We will go through the overview of the syllabus. You will see paper patterns and key areas. We will see the passing ratio, although it's not very encouraging, but I'll have my input on this, why the passing ratio is so poor. Professional skill marks, very important discussion. And this discussion cannot be summarized in one meeting. I cannot summarize this in today's meeting, because these professional marks, these are very crucial in your preparation. These are very crucial in your drafting. And as we'll progress, as we'll keep on covering the topics, as we'll keep on practicing the topics, we will keep on exploring this area. Okay? With every question, with every topic, we'll be exploring this area. I'll give you a brief overview. What is it? And how you can score marks, how you can practice it. Is it a boon or is it a bane for the students? I'll tell you. And we'll be discussing it in a bit of detail. Just wait for it. Reasons of failure. We'll throw some light on this as well. We'll also see what we mean by exam techniques and how and why is it important. And I'll also show you some sample exam techniques. We will be talking about our teaching methodology, how we will be covering this course, and last but not the least, I'll also be sharing a session planner with you, that how are we going to actually cover the bits of this course. Okay. So, having discussed about AAA and its importance, now let's explore the syllabus of AAA a bit, so that you have a very fair idea of what you will be going to study. This is very important, because for many students, this is, again, a burning question. Which subject to opt? Which subject to pick in your professional papers? If you ask me, I'll say opt for AAA. If you'll ask any tutor of AFM, he may recommend you AFM. If you ask any tutor of ADX, he may recommend you ADX. But what is the underpinning criteria which you should keep in your mind while selecting the optional papers? Very simple. Your future course of action. Your aim and objective once you become ACCA qualified. Are you aspiring to be an auditor? AAA is for you. Are you aspiring to be in a treasury department of a company or a bank? AFM is for you. Are you willing to be in the performance management department of an organization? APM is for you. Do you want to be a tax expert? ATX is for you. But commonly, usually, generally, students love to pick this paper. I'm not saying they pass this paper, or the passing ratio is very encouraging. I'm saying the students love to pick this paper. Why? Because those who pass this paper, it has a very flourishing effect on their professional careers as well. It gives them the edge in the financial reporting area, because when your employer gets to know that yes, you have passed AAA, they know you have financial reporting knowledge, they know you have auditing knowledge as well. So even though you are not auditing, even though you are not in practice, but these skills play a lot of role in your professional journey. Wherever you are, whatever you do, this covers lots and lots of traits and skills when you cover this paper. Okay? So let's now come on to the syllabus overview. There are lots of learning objectives, and we'll keep on exploring this learning objective, and we'll start our course discussion in the live sessions. A is the regulatory environment. So very first learning objective is regulatory environment. And you can see the elements which are covered in this learning objective. International regulatory frameworks for audit and assurance. This is something not new for you. You've already started. We'll again go through this. Money laundering. This is a new area for you, and a major concern across the globe. You might not have started this topic in a lot of detail. You might have come across in SBL or any other paper, but in AAA, being an auditor, this area is a key concern for the auditors, because when we accept the clients for the audits, the regulator imposes an additional duty on us that you have to comply with the money laundering regulations. You have to be vigilant about the fact that your client may be involved in money laundering offense. Okay? And since I run my own chartered accountancy practice, so we being practicing chartered accountants are obliged or compulsorily required to nominate a money laundering reporting officer, a partner who looks after the money laundering affairs, who reports all the reportings, the forms, the communications to ICAP or to the regulator. Are you getting this? This is a particular concern internationally, and why we'll explore during the lectures. Laws and regulations. Again, this is not a new discussion for you. You already discussed about laws and regulations, the non-compliance of laws and regulations, which laws auditors should know, what about the non-compliances, what about the potential non-compliances, how should the auditor approach, what should be the course of action for the auditor, what should be the procedures, what should be the communication channel. Everything we are going to explore in this standard. Very important, very interesting. And important from exam perspective as well. So money laundering again is important from exam perspective, and laws and regulations as well. I'm not saying that these form a full-fledged question, but still these standards have their role play of 5 marks, 4 marks, 3 marks, some discussion about these, so that you can draft your answers including these aspects. So these do have a role play in your exam questions. An important area to focus. Okay? Professional and ethical considerations. It goes without saying that this is one of the most learning objective, one of the most important learning objective of your exams. Not a new topic. You have started in AA, you have started in financial reporting, you have started in SBR, you have started in SBL. Ethics is not new for you. But why ACCA is focusing a lot on ethics? because they want you to be ethical in every walk of your life. You are professionals, you are representing ACCA, you should uphold the highest ethical values in your professional journey at every step. Okay? So a lot of ethics. We know threats to objectivity, fundamental principles of ethics, threats to objectivity, self-interest, self-review, familiarity, advocacy, intimidation, and whatnot. Everything is going to come again, and we will explore in depth. Okay? Okay. So, Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, we'll be discussing about fraud and error. What is fraud? What is error? These are 240 implications. Once again, not a new discussion for you. Thank you, Jazakallah. Not a new discussion for you. You know what is fraud, you know what is error. Again, a reinforcement of all those concepts together with the advancements with different topics. Linking with the different topics, okay? Professional liability, again, professional liability, comparatively a new discussion for you in AAA, that how the auditor is going to cap its liability. When the auditor could be liable for a wrong opinion. For example, the auditor has been negligent in their audit work. Auditor has delivered a wrong audit opinion. And as a result, those who are trusting their opinion loses their money. They've taken wrong economic decisions based on the wrong opinion, and now they're going to sue the auditors. Are auditors liable? To what extent? How can they cap their liabilities? Big question mark. Okay? So, need to explore all these aspects in professional liability. Practice management. Quality and practice management. Okay. Again, a very important learning objective, and we have some international standards on quality management, ISQM 1, ISQM 2, and some revised auditing standards. A very important discussion, and this all comes under the ambit of practice management, quality management and practice management. Because obviously, as I told you, that many of you might end up being partners of big firms in the future, inshallah. So you will be running your own firms, you will be managing your own firms. So you will be running your own practice, you will be looking after the quality control of your firm, how you audit, how you maintain the quality. Because obviously this is a service-based profession. You are providing service, you are providing audit opinion. What is it? Is it a good? No, it's a service. You are in the service industry. And in the service industry, it's very important to maintain the quality. Well, it's important in every walk of life, but in service organizations, it's comparatively difficult. So, the standards make sure that you provide the highest quality of services to your clients. Because this audit profession, again, it's a very trustworthy profession. Shareholders are trusting on your words. They are trusting your opinion. And in order to enhance this trust, not only on your opinion, but overall on the profession, quality should be there. It's indispensable. Okay? So, quality management, what are the quality management considerations? Firm-based, firm-wide, engagement-wide, relating to other practice management considerations, advertisement, how can you advertise, what is ethical advertisement? You have to uphold ethical values because you are representing a very reputable profession, a very reputable institute, a global institute of chartered accountants. So, none of your practice should discredit the profession. Market within the limits, within the boundaries. What are those? We're going to discuss. Professional appointments. When you are accepting a new client, when you are accepting a new assignment, which considerations are foremost? Which considerations you should be looking for whether to accept this client or not? Professional appointments. Not only ethical considerations, a lot of other considerations also come in. Then come the most important learning objective, planning and conduct of audit. Most important learning objective. Almost 50% of the paper, of your exam paper, revolves around this learning objective, planning and conduct of the audit of financial statements. Okay, once again, let me reinforce this fact that this is not a new area for you. You have some idea of this area. You have gone through this area in your earlier studies. Planning and audit engagement, materiality, risk assessment, evidence and testing. How you plan, how you get the understanding of the audit, understanding of the entity, its environments, and its internal control system. To spot the risks, and then to target those risks through audit procedures. So that you can get to know whether those areas are actually misstated or not. So, the first phase was the planning phase, risk assessment and planning. Then is actual audit testing. And the third phase is the audit completion. So, planning and conduct of the audit. The two broad phases fall under this learning objective, D. So, here you will study a lot. Risk assessment, complete. Planning, risk assessment, business risk, audit risk. You know what these are. We'll be again discussing very important, regular exam feature. You'll see in every attempt the question on audit risk. Business risk, every alternative attempt. Audit procedures, evidence, testing considerations, audit procedures. Lots of audit procedures will be asked in every attempt. This is something should be very juicy for you. And literally students leak their marks in these areas. Students lose very easy marks in these areas. Why? Then this is your core concern of a study. Why are you losing marks in an area which is a gaining area? So we'll see what are audit procedures, what are audit evidences, and what are techniques to draft audit evidences. Using the work of others, internal audit, other organizations, service organizations, using the work of your component auditor, using the work of experts, group audits, lots of group audit considerations. Obviously, in your earlier studies of audit and assurance, you only looked at the standalone financial statements audit. But here, in most of the questions, specifically question number 1, which is a 50-marker question, you're going to see group audit related question in most of the cases. So this is something, a new area for you from audit perspective, and a very interesting area as well. Then comes the third broad phase, the completion review and reporting, in which you look at subsequent events, going concerns, actual audit opinion, modifications, lack of evidence, misstatement, material misstatement, pervasive lack of evidence, qualifications, adverse opinions, disclaimers and whatnot. Additional paragraphs like material uncertainty relating to going concern, other matter para, other info para, CAM para, whatnot. Emphasis of matter. So when these paras are used, what are their implications? We will have a look at those. Reports to those charged with governance. Which incidences, which areas to report to those charged with governance? What are the communications to be made? When these to be made? Particularly important. An examiner has tested this as well in recent attempts. And again, this is the regular feature of your exam questions. Completion, review and reporting. You usually see about the question revolving around this area. Then we move on to a very interesting area, which is a completely new area for you. That's other assignments. And this is practically a very important area from exam perspective as well, because in every attempt you see one question, usually see, it's not hard and fast rule because obviously this is a professional exam, but you usually see one question on other assignments, 125 marker question on other assignments. So there are various assignments. Because if you in the future will be running an audit firm, a professional services firm, so that firm will not only be your audit firm, you will not only be dealing with your audit client, but you will be providing variety of services. This audit practicing license, this audit practicing trait comes up with lots of additional cross-selling services. Let's see. So we can provide variety of audit-related and assurance services. Audit-related services, not audits, audit-related services. We can provide agreed-upon procedures. We can take assignments performing specific set of procedures on inventory, specific set of procedures on fixed assets, because this is our expertise. So no matter we are not giving any opinion, but even if we are performing agreed-upon procedures and we are communicating our findings based on those procedures, still we get to earn a lot of money. Then there could be other specific assignments, like due diligence reviews. For example, a company A is willing to acquire company B, but they're not so sure whether they should go forward with the acquisition or not, because they are not the experts in taking decisions relating to financial health. So they may engage you, the dear Mr. Chartered Accountants, dear firm of Chartered Accountants, can you please help us in taking this acquisition decision? Can you have a look at their numbers? Can you have a look at the financial position of the target company, other aspects of the target company? And can you please guide us? Can you please consult us whether we should go with this decision of acquisition or we should back ourselves? Review of interim financial information, interim reviews, mid-year reviews, prospective financial information, future forecasts. For example, a company is willing to have a loan for its future growth, expansion. The bank asks the company, have opinion by the auditors whether you have submitted a reasonable forecast, realistic forecast, or your assumptions have been superfluous, hypothetical. We need the opinion of the auditor, are these reasonable or not? So, we'll be giving opinion on those forecasts, profit forecasts, cash flow forecasts, whatnot. Forensics, fraud investigations. Fraud has happened in the organization and the organization needs your help to evaluate the financial implications of that fraud and other elements as well. Any insurance claim, your expertise might be required to investigate the elements of the genuinity of that claim. Okay? Audit of social, environmental, sustainability and integrated reporting. Now this is again a very common phenomenon or the feature that now the companies are very concerned. But what are their impacts on environment? What are the social footprint? They measure it and they need auditors to give opinion on these elements. So these are not general elements, these are very specified, special elements, and if the auditor has expertise, auditor can also give opinion on these elements. Auditor can review, can perform audit procedures in these elements, and this can again fetch a lot of money for the auditors. Reporting on other assignments. We will see what could be additional assignments. Okay. So, audit opinion, audit reports is not the only deliverable which we being chartered accountants issue to our clients. We provide lots of services, variety of services, and even in some cases, our other portfolio other than audit takes precedence in terms of revenues, in terms of our business. So don't you think this is very, very important to learn these traits? Yes. Okay? So, from practical perspective as well, and from exam perspective as well, a very crucial area of study for you. Then we have current issues and developments, and examiner keep us up to date on these issues and developments. Examiner guides us, they issue technical articles, the recent developments in audit industry. So this is something which ACCA provides a lot of guidance. The website of IFAC and IASB provides a lot of guidance about the current issues and developments, but this again is not a very technical thing, because usually you're going to see a question on current issues if the examiner has issued a recent article. Okay. Very, very important discussion. Very important discussion coming your way. Professional skills. Professional skills. And you have 20 marks in your paper for these professional skills. Marks. Do we have to study something different to gain these 20 marks? Answer is no. Then what? Is there any chapter? Is there any theory which we have to learn? Whether there is any concept which we have to learn? Answer is no. Then how can we score and how can we gain these 20 marks? Very simple. If you focus properly on the remaining 80 technical content-based marks, let me repeat. If you focus properly on 80 technical marks, what are those concepts, how to grab those marks, how to draft the answers, focusing on tutors' advice, practicing the core areas, writing and drafting as per the exam technique. If you go by books in those areas, in those technical marks, these 20 marks will automatically flow in your kitty. You do not have to do a penny extra to get these 20 marks. Are you getting this? 80 marks should be your focus, and these 20 will automatically flow. How can they automatically flow and we do not have to work for these 20 marks? Because when you follow the exam techniques while drafting your answers, then you will follow the exam technique and tutor's advice while planning your answer, then your drafted answer will automatically address these professional skill marks. Earlier, before the advent of these professional marks, students had to write for 96 technical marks in their 3 hours time span. 96 marks in 3 hours. But once this professional skill marks quantum has been increased, now the students have to write only for 80 marks in 3 hours. In 3 hours. Okay? We'll talk a lot about these, but today is not the time. I'll just give you an idea how important this thing is. Communication. The question number 1 gives you briefing note format. Communication. How you should draft, draft the briefing notes. Analysis and evaluation. How you should be linking numbers with this information given to you in the question. Professional skepticism and judgment. How you will be blinking your radar. How you should be linking inconsistencies. How you should be corroborating the evidences. In commercial acumen. The business sense, business knowledge in business risks. Suggesting controls, identifying control weaknesses to board, whatnot. So a lot of juicy discussion coming your way. In employability and technology skills, this is not a separate learning objective, but these are the IT traits which you'll be having. How to use the software, how to use response options, and we'll be guiding you in this area, obviously, at every step. So this is a paper pattern in front of you, 50 marks, 40 technical, 10 professional in question number 1, then 2 questions of 24 or 25 marks each, having 20 technical and 5 professional marks. Question number 1 is usually set at the planning stage. Question 2 is usually set at the completion, review, and reporting stage. This is not a hard and fast rule. And 3 usually contains another assignment. So these are the regular features. But the thing which I want to focus and emphasize is this technique-based area. What is this? Every question contains elements which have particular specific techniques to draft. How are you going to draft audit risk? How are you going to draft business risk? How are you going to draft audit procedures? How are you going to draft ethical considerations? How are you going to draft quality management considerations? How are you going to draft audit reporting patterns? How are you going to address the requirements, audit implications? Matters and evidence question, audit implications question, critically appraising the audit reports, which elements should be there in your answers, how you should be drafting, how you should be planning. Everything comes under the technique. And if you are master of the technique, if you have mastered the technique, how? Through practice. Focusing on tutors' advice, following tutors' advice, and then practicing yourself. Maximum practice. These are the technique-based areas. See, risk assessment, we have a specific technique. For business risk, risk of material misstatement. For ethical, professional, and quality management matters, we have a specific technique. For procedures and evidence questions, we have a specific technique. For every question, there is a specific technique, which is guided by the examiner. Very important to have a grip on these techniques. Without these, you will be losing marks and you will not know where you are struggling. Then you have past exam trends. I think on your screens. Is my screen visible? I hope yes. And you can see the questions are repetitive. The areas are repetitive. The requirements are repetitive. Yes. The contents will change, scenario will change, industry will change. But your concept, your ability, your skills, your mindset, your knowledge, every time that will be applicable. Simple, as easy as that. See. Okay, so I think I cannot use the pen here. Okay, see. Audit risk, audit risk, audit risk, audit risk. So in every attempt, you are having a look at this audit risk. 18, 18, 18, 24, 24. In every attempt. See business risk. As I told you that these are the technique-based areas. You'll see in every attempt. See audit procedures. I'm just showing you that how predictable the examiner is. Are you getting this? And in other attempts as well. You can notice. I'm simply highlighting a few for you. Ethical and professional issues. Even in other questions you can see. Quality management matters. Matters to be considered in acceptance. Quality management matters. Evaluating quality issues. prospective financial information, other assignments, matters to committee to be communicated to those charged with governance, again, audit evidence. So audit evidence can also come up with other assignments, because evidence testing, everywhere you will be gathering evidence, everywhere you will be testing procedures. So the point to share this analysis is, areas are very repetitive. The thing which matters the most is your approach. Okay, so how much time do we have? Session will automatically go off? Okay, just give me a few moments. Okay. And let me also just show you a few exam techniques, because session time is running out, you have limited time available. When you will be attending live sessions, we will practice these techniques in a lot of detail. So you can see exam technique for ethical consideration. We have to actually practice these elements when we are drafting the questions, and I'll show you how. Exam technique for business risks, exam techniques. Okay, this is a sample demonstration that how we apply the technique, but the time does not allow us to go through this. Exam technique on risk of material misstatement. So this is a 6-step technique. You have to every time keep this in mind, these 6 steps while you are drafting an audit risk. If you're drafting an audit risk in a layman's fashion, you may miss a lot of important points. You may miss a lot of important marks, which you cannot afford at this professional level. So your drafting should be professional. Your drafting should be accurate to get the maximum marks. Okay? I think my screen is not visible. Is it visible? Okay. But the perfect. So these are the demonstrations that how are we going to apply those exam techniques. So we'll be looking at in our live classes that how are we actually going to apply these exam techniques when we are drafting audit risk, when we are drafting business risks. Okay, so be it quality management considerations, be it acceptance considerations. So see, this is the exam technique of acceptance considerations. So when we will be attempting the question of acceptance considerations, we will be learning this technique, and then we will try to apply this technique in the recent exam questions, so that it gets crystal clear to you that how are you going to approach it. Okay. Reasons of failure. Selective studies. This is a professional paper, and please don't leave anything. Poor memory from SBR. Have a strong grip on your accounting knowledge. We will try to recap to the extent possible. But accounting knowledge is the key. And don't get afraid. You will not be tested in depth to the level of SBR. No. You have to know, you should know the broad principle of the accounting standards, the key concepts. Okay? That's not very difficult to revise. Paper technique, I've already demonstrated what is paper technique, and practice. Practice, practice, practice. This is the key to success. Poor answer planning, I'll demonstrate you, I'll show you how to plan your answers. Poor writing skills, I'll try my best to guide you how to enhance your writing skills, how to improve your writing skills, how to adapt as per the mindset of the examiner, how to understand the requirements properly, and how to understand the marking scheme properly. Very important. Until and unless you understand the marking scheme, you cannot write as per the available quantum. You may write a lot and a lot and a lot, but you end up scoring 2 marks. Not worth for it, okay? Unable to complete issues could be catered through practice. Poor typing speed, keep on practicing. So the solution to most of the problems is practice. Students do not practice. They do not attend mock exams, which results in the failure. Poor time management, again, could be improved through practice. Ignoring technical articles. If the examiner has given you any technical articles, please do cover through this. Ignoring examiner reports, please don't. And we know that now we have ACCA Study Hub, and there are lots of resources available on ACCA Study Hub. Complete study text material, complete practice area, having past exam questions with solutions, whatnot. So we will try to focus on the Study Hub as well, to the extent possible. We'll try to guide you to the maximum. And let me now move on to the end of my presentation. Okay, so these are the techniques. What will be our teaching methodology? How will we be covering things? How will we be supporting you? Well, we'll be having one live class per week. Recorded sessions available, recorded classes available for your guidance, for your coverage. E-notes, slides, exam-based testing app. We'll be giving you assignments. And we'll try our level best to give you the feedbacks. We'll be having WhatsApp support group, study support material, obviously exam-focused webinars just before exams, tutor assistant support, mock checking by myself. I'll check the mocks myself, inshallah. Grand revision before exams and live practice marathon. And what is the student's planner for the upcoming attempt? And that's on your screen. I'll also be sharing this with you. Session planner. I hope it's on your screens. Okay, so it's 16th of December today, and we are having a session today. The next live class will be on 21st of December, coming Thursday, then 28th, and then the schedule is given for your reference. We'll be having one live class per week, and when we are done with the weekly practice, we'll be having 3 grand sessions for consecutive practice. We will be 3 or 5 days. Last time we had 5-day session. We can have 3-day session, 5-day session, as per your wish. And then we'll be having AAA final mock, very important to attempt. And on 26th, we'll be having a results mock debrief, hopefully, inshallah. So this is how we'll be progressing week by week and month on month. Okay? So this is about everything which I wanted to tell you. And if there are any questions or concerns, you can please let me know. You can please let me know. If there are any questions, if there are any concerns, please do let me know. Okay, so one student is having the question. Okay. See, I would recommend you that do take live classes, weekly live classes, because this will help you keeping track of your progress. This will help me keeping track of your progress. Okay. Otherwise, if no one is interested in attending live classes, okay, that's perfectly fine. You have the recorded content available. You can ask me anytime. But live classes keep you on your toes. So I'll recommend to attend live classes. Will be really helpful. Live practice, live interaction with the tutor, so that I can also see what's your progress. I can guide you. I can help you out wherever you are lacking. I hope this suffices your query. Anyone else? Yes, you'll be provided everything, every material, tuition slides, notes. I will be practicing on the practice portal, CB exam portal, and anything which you want, any guidance, additional guidance, your tutor is always available. Don't bother about it, okay? Yeah, planner, this classes will be scheduled as per planner, and if there will be any change in the class timings or day, suppose if I'm occupied, I've shift the class, I'll timely communicate you as well. As far as mocks are concerned, I always say that it's up to students. Students should be filling should be willing to face the mocks on their own self, on their own behalf. We are there to support you. We'll be checking, but you should attempt. Only 10% students attempt mock exam, which is, again, I'd say that this is the reason of failure, because very less number of students get to know their mistakes. If you get to know your mistakes on timely basis, you'll be on track. You will get to know your mistakes in advance. There have been students who have scored in 70s after knowing their mistakes. So don't miss this opportunity. Do attempt assignments, do attempt mocks. This will really help your chances of passing. And today, standing today, now, since queries are over, I want every one of you to make a very strong commitment with me. That come what may, we'll give the required time to this paper. We'll give the required respect and devotion to this paper. If you give the required respect and devotion to this paper, this will be a definite success. I guarantee, inshallah. But if you take this lightly, theoretical paper, we'll do it, we'll read it, we'll cover it, this will become a huge burden for you in the end. Okay? I don't want this mess for you. And you shouldn't be wanting this for you in the first place. So please keep your pace with this planner. Keep your pace on track with the tutor, with the live classes, and you will be through, inshallah. Okay? We're there to help you, we're there to guide you at every step. Wherever you're stuck, seek guidance. Okay? So thank you very much, every one of you. Lots and lots of best wishes. Lots of best wishes for your preparation, for your success, whichever paper you attempted in previous attempt. Lots of prayers that it get passed through, and you get to attempt this paper AAA. And this is the decider, qualification decider for many. So take this paper seriously from day one, from today. And you'll see that this paper won't disappoint you. Okay? And we hope and we pray that we play our role, we play our part in your success. Thank you so very much. Take care a lot. Your tutor Munir signing off with lots of best wishes and prayers for you. My contact, you already have. A few students are asking about it. So you already have. Let me move on to that screen. You can contact me anytime. You can contact the admin team. This contact info is in front of you. So thank you so very much. Take care a lot. Your tutor signing off. Bye-bye.